Hi, I'm John M. White from San Francisco, and I'm a painter. I've been an artist since about 1962 in San Francisco, and I got educated here and finished up at Otis Art Institute in '69. And I've been doing art ever since, and I'm now 79 years old, so I ended up sort of settling in a town called Ventura, California. And I was given an opportunity to go to an art school and learn how to draw floor plans for a brewery, and so that was my first introduction to art. I went there in November. In February, they had some living quarters there, and I moved in, and I never looked back. I stayed in this art school for 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. I ended up teaching there for a year, and then coming down to Los Angeles to Otis Art Institute. I got my BFA, Bachelor's of Fine Art, and an MFA. I also do something called performance art, which is something I like very much, and it's very much having to do with live work, art ideas performed live. A little different than theater. No, rarely a proscenium, and rarely any acting, and rarely characterizations and histrionics, and the artist is the piece usually, and you're usually one-on-one with the audience. So you get off the proscenium, and that makes it somewhat different. You can do different types of work, and you can do anything from throwing bones in the sky and catching them and rolling on the ground and pounding on the floor, and to having milk poured over the top of your head as you're talking, make it so it's not boring. And so in some ways that's a short answer to getting involved in performance art, which is a live art form. What art does for me, it just makes me, it validates being alive. Okay, that's number one, or being conscious, if you want to call it that. And I've also, early in art school, when I met this a guy named Giacomo Patri, who basically became my second father, that you could make form out of anything, and it was an enjoyable experience, and it gave you feelings of understanding, compassion, and many other kind of like side, philosophy about the world and whatever. So through art, for me, is understanding the world around me. And he taught that to me, and I believed it, and I still use it anywhere from having an argument with my lovely wife to enjoying an evening with my daughter, and those are bases sometimes for paintings. And lately, I still basically still work that way. It's something I experience something on the outside, even hearing outside of my studio here in Ventura, there's a lot of arguing going on between homeless people, and I listen to their conversations, and they give me ideas, because I fell in love with drawing, and I fell in love with just being an artist and whatever, and I didn't even know what an artist was. But Giacomo had faith in me, and he kept pushing me and kind of like telling me what to do, and giving me suggestions, and then letting me go on my own. Very, very interesting teacher, and he lived at the school also, so it was almost it was golden. It was heaven to me. That's the way I look at it now. Creativity and creating and making form out of things, and kind of like learning how to look at things and listen to things. It makes you a wider range type of person. You can put up with a lot of stuff. You can put up with things. You can understand things without overreacting to something. You can accept almost everything. And you ask questions, and you pull away sometimes from the action, and to see what's going on. Sometimes you can pull away from the action and make art out of it. But the whole idea of being an artist gives you that flexibility. I think maybe flexibility is a term that I was looking for. It is a playground for people. It is something that some people who have bought my pieces, wrong or right reasons, whatever, but they associate something with it, and it makes them feel a certain way. I like that as as being able to kind of like enhance that through a product, which is the painting itself, an object or a sculpture. I am certainly in touch with feelings about where the planet's going, and how people react to it, and what's the movement of the world in terms of a conscious state. The the viewer comes in and starts. It's like a map-like thing, and you move around and you look someplace, and it's pure movement, and it's the love of movement, and I think that's part of being a conscious person.